then some guys were saying that, oh, Chun-Li ties in a lot of stories because Ken and Ryu and all these sort of people come in. And I was like, okay, that is the only way that I can even possibly accept that they're doing this, is that she is just the focal point whereby Ken and Ryu are going to come into the story and they're going to be there. Even still, I would still be upset because, to be honest, Ryu is the face of Street Fighter. Even not even really Ken. Like Ryu is Street Fighter. Like Street Fighter is Ryu, and then Ken is his. They were both trained when they were kids. Ken is American. Ryu is from blah 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 Japan, whatever whatever. Blah. Look, Talkback, www.talkbackworld.net, Renegade, okay, one of the members at Talkback in on the old Senate, because now we're now in the new Senate, New World Order 2009. On the old Talkback, Renegade wrote a paragraph about what a Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter movie should be. And this thing was like, it was actually would have made a good movie. Now I'm sitting down like, this is Renegade, okay, a Talkback member who isn't getting paid millions to write scripts, isn't getting put out there to do anything. This guy's story that he put out, which he's basically gotten from all the games and everything, was like 3 billion times better than either the Van Damme movie or this crazy movie that just came out. And I'm like, if a guy on the road, Renegade, who's just a guy, can come out with a story of that level on a paragraph on Talkback, okay, I do not see how people getting paid millions cannot come up with a better Street Fighter story. It was upsetting because I've played a lot of these games and I'm looking at this thing, and let me not lie to you. Uwe Boll, okay? People are talking about Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll this, Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll pays far more respect to the game's materials that he's dealt with than this movie did. You can say Uwe Boll's movies are bad, but at least he at least pays attention to the details of the game. Like at least I was watching Alone in the Dark, at least it had the characters and it was like Alone in the Dark. It just wasn't good. But it was at least Alone in the Dark. Okay. Now, having said all this, and the fact that this thing was so shocking, the pictures were, it was just a crazy thing. I'm now going to talk about probably the craziest aspect of probably, I've rarely seen anything like this in movies in a long time. There's a character in this movie called Charlie Nash, okay, played by Chris Klein. This has to rank as one of the worst acting performances that I have ever seen on television, in school plays, in major movie releases, or anywhere on the face of this earth, Pluto, Mars, or the moon. Okay? It was absolutely stunningly shock. It was a shocker of a performance. This guy's looks, the expressions. Listen, it was such a crazy performance that it was actually entertaining. Like, I was actually looking forward to seeing Charlie Nash come on screen because the performance was so funny. Like it was funny to the point that you're laughing so much that you can't breathe in some scenes. There's a scene when there's actually two scenes. There's a scene when he's in the office and he's talking about bison, and he walks up to the camera and says, and he walks through the raindrops, and then just I was like, whoa, what the hell was that? What the hell's going on here? Guys, guys. You know what? Any way you can actually get to just see Charlie Nash in this movie, like even if you don't want to watch the whole movie, I think most film guys needs to see Charlie Nash, aka Chris Klein, or Chris Klein, aka Charlie Nash, in Street Fighter Legend of Chun-Li. Now, there's another scene when they're having a shootout and this guy is like sort of telling them how to move or like to cover him or something. The physical motions that he does are so crazy that at that point in the movie, I think all of us actually came to the full conclusion that obviously he's not being serious. Like, in my full belief, Chris Klein was like, look, I can't take this movie seriously. I'm just going to go in there and make the most ridiculous performance, most ridiculous character I can possibly throw out because this is not a serious movie. That's my belief. Because it was outrageous. Anyway, look, that being said, Street Fighter, Legend of Chun-Li, crazy. Anybody wants to see something that's going to make you laugh a lot. Charlie Nash, Chris Klein, they should stop making these movies. They tried to hint that they were going to make a sequel afterwards by talking about some Street Fighter contest and a guy called Ryan and whatever. There will not be any more of these pictures. If what I saw is anything to go by. Thank you very much. Talkback, Bay out, Spielberg. Oh yeah, and also look, before I leave, look, Talkback. I'm hearing a lot of things on Talkback. Okay, like people leaving, like people having issues on Talkback and having arguments and so on. Look, the Merc is still around in spirit. Okay, as you can see, the Merc is still here in spirit, talking to Talkbackers and all around. Don't make that mistake. Talkback is a special place. You know, it's only for main guys, big time fans. Even if you don't agree with some moderators, even if you don't agree with Have Hope, even if you don't agree with Phantom of Hope, or even if you don't agree with the Merc, okay? All you guys, you know, Alamos High, Sinker, Vonka, all you guys who are having issues on Talkback, look, guys, you're messing yourselves up because there's nowhere else like Talkback out there, okay? So better get back because I'm trying to make things happen out there in the globe for Talkback. So you better be there when these things happen, okay? Because the Merc is still around. Merc never left. Merc's always here. Bay out, Spielberg in.